There are 8 people in the audience, including me.
Have you ever wondered where your clothes come from? In my speech, I will not only inform you about how exactly your clothes get to your bodies, but about the working conditions and day to day wages of the workers who make them available to you. I am fairly knowledgeable with the subject because of my experience researching. Also, I did a ton of research with social justice groups and about marginalized people. Therefore, I'll tell you about where your clothes come from. Then I'll explain the difference between fair trade and non-regulated trade. And then I'll tell you some of the benefits of fair trade clothing. It's your fashion. Most of the clothes on your back are made out of textiles woven by low-income workers in Bangladesh. As Jason Bark, the author of the 2015 article, Bangladesh Garment Workers Suffer Poor Conditions 2 years after Reform Vows Rights. Workers in Bangladesh making clothing for Western firms continue to suffer from poor working conditions 2 years after a factory collapse that killed nearly 1,100 people and, uh, and prompted wide promises of reforms. Following this disaster, retailers in Bangladesh's government promised to make reforms. Thousands of these factories have been checked for structural problems and have been refurbished. Although many factories have improved their working conditions by Western retailers, this report still suggests the problem still persists. So, what is fair trade? Fair trade is an alternative approach to the conventional trade based upon the partnership of the producer and the consumer. When workers sell their product on fair trade terms, they expect to be compensated equally, fairly, and adequately with working conditions and their wages. Andrea Chang, the author of the 2015 article Fair Trade Becomes Fashion Trend, from the Wall Street Journal writes, 2 years after this garment factory collapse in Bangladesh that killed 1,100 people, fair trade, the fair trade industry has received much support. Fair Trade USA has introduced more than 334 compliance criteria for fair trade. With that, almost 20 brands have emerged. Patagonia, Williams Soma Inc., Elm, and Bed Bath and Beyond are just a few of the retailers of fair trade textiles. Why fair trade is for you? Fair trade clothing, although a bit elusive in today's shopping sector, should be praised and preferred for the following reasons. According to a list released by the Keswick Fair Trade Foundation, some of the top reasons fair trade is superior is fair trade is environmentally friendly, fair trade provides better pay and working conditions, and fair trade means higher quality goods because they're able to focus better on them. So fair trade should be the premier choice when it comes to clothing apparel. First, I told you about where the clothes come from. Then I told you about fair trade. Lastly, I elaborated on why fair trade is a superior choice. My challenge to the audience is to pay attention to what you buy in stores and to be aware of the person on the other side of the world making your clothes. So choose fair trade. Thank you very much.